And we're back. You're tuned into Sports Federation TV. Now, the Cape Town Sports Council had their awards earlier this week, where they honored numerous athletes and administrators for their contribution and performance in the sport. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from that awards.
Let's give them a round of applause, shall we? And the winner of District Federation of the Year 2017 is Western Province Rugby Football Union. Congratulations. And the winner of Team of the Year 2017 is False Base Life Saving Club. Western Province Life Saving. Congratulations to our nominees and winner. And the winner for Junior Sportswomen of the Year 2017 is Julie Virtual. Congratulations to our winner and our nominees. The winner for Junior Sportsman of the Year is Giovanna Augustus, Western Province Rugby. Congratulations to our winner and the nominees. The winner of Sportsman with a Disability of the Year 2017 is Hilton Langerhoven. Congratulations to our winner and nominees.
Well, exciting awards, very fancy, exciting awards. Joining me now is Richard Buckley, who is the chairman of Cape Town Sports Council. He's going to tell us a little bit more about that event. Welcome, Richard.
Okay, thanks for having me.
You must be so proud of the administrators and the athletes in the Cape Town district. Tell us a little bit more about those kind of awards and what goes into it.
Well, it's the top athletes of the Cape Metropole, and they are all the federations. We got about 72 members to the Sports Council, and yeah, it's the top sportsmen and women, administrators and lifetime achievers of the Cape Metropole that all was present at the event. Yeah.
So, roughly how many awards were handed out that night?
Well, there were 21 categories. And two of those categories were not winners, they were just awarded. It was the Lifetime Achievers Awards, and also the Media Awards were just awards given. Rather, the others were all winners.
Winners.
Yeah.
What kind of criteria is taken into consideration for the athletes and then for the administrators?
Yeah, for the athletes, it's quite tough because, you know, there's a criteria and they have to perform, and a lot of because our federations are very involved nationally and international, so our athletes have to compete against each other on that. So when motivating for your athletes, the federations motivate for their athletes, they mention all the achievements, you know, taking part in Olympics, you get a tick on that, international tournaments, international results and stuff like that. So all those criteria are taken into consideration.
So then the key factor here is how strongly a federation motivates for their candidate.
That is it, yeah.
Okay.
We had, this year was actually very evenly spread. We had in the past, because certain federations played more international competitions and tournaments. But our smaller federations are also climbing the ladder now. They're competing nationally and internationally and all the time. So yeah, their motivations this time around was also very good. And the adjudicators, even though they know the athletes and whatever, they can only go by what is motivated.
Absolutely. So are factors or say awards for categories like development and transformation efforts, are those also considered for these?
Yes, they are. We have different criterias, you know, like for up and coming development newcomers and all those things get into consideration, taken into consideration as well. And remember that the winners of this event, all the winners they go then to the Western Cape Awards. So it's no use picking a favorite that doesn't competed well,
Right.
because in the next leg he's not going to compete against the rest of the Western Cape. So we have to be very strong on our
Candidates.
yes.
Okay. Now, you're the chairperson of Cape Town Sports Council.
Yes.
Tell us about the growth in terms of participation in sports in this district over the years.
Yeah. Look, Western Cape, or Cape Town, the old Western Province, Cape Town is probably the strongest federation or sports council from the 6 districts. We got like 72 members, where the other districts are struggling here by 10, 12, 15, that type of thing. So it's because everything, a lot of them are focused down here, the sportsmen and women. And a lot of competitions, everybody wants to be in Cape Town type of thing.
Right.
So yeah, the federations are very strong here, very competitive, and they're very strong out here in Cape Town.
Now, Richard, it's excellent that the administrators are also given recognition at these awards. I mean, as sports federations go, it's often a thankless job
Yes.
that people do at their own expense, volunteering their time and their passion. Tell us some of the awards that was handed out for administrators.
Yeah, administration, it's like you say, it's a thankless job, and it is also a job that we won't know, because we're more admin involved than on the ground floor. So we only know about our sportsmen and women through our administrators, really. And because we know so much of our sportsmen and women, it's all thankful to the administrators. And we've got some strong federations here that's involved with everything. Some of them are run out of their boot of the car, because they don't have grounds to work from, offices to work from. But they're all very strong, and they comply to every, or they try and comply to everything that is needed to be a good federation, and and for the players.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sports are run on passion. Hey.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's our fuel.
That's right.
So, Cape Town Sports Council itself, what's the goal? What's the vision?
Well, we sort of we were put into place to more as a monitoring body, to make sure that the instructions from SASCOC, from the Confederation, comes down to the council, and then the council will make sure that the federations comply and stuff like that. Because what has happened is we actually became the go between the federations and the department. The department giving the money, because we don't have funding of our own. So the department gives funding, but now to make sure that federations do things properly, the department cannot monitor all the federations. So that's what we do. We monitor, make sure that they comply and things like that. So we actually a conduit for the funding. But that's only one aspect. The other aspect is we put here and we try and do capacity building for the federations. We try and lead them in the right path, to strengthen their transformation. We have transformation workshops. Women in sport, we try and give them an insight on how to get more women active and things like that. And even coaching, we've got coaching commission from the council that we try and establish a coaching session and things like that. So that's the way we try and assist federations, mostly to comply with what their national body needs, but also just to capacitate them.
We were fortunate enough to have footage, and Sports Federation was there, and we interviewed some of the recipients of the awards at that ceremony, and we're going to have a look at that now.
Yeah, I would say that we had a very successful event this evening. we're very thankful for our federations that have made the effort of nominating all the athletes and the administrators, and also the part that they've played to make this evening a success. So we stand with thankful hearts knowing that we have so many federations that are active, that are our members, and we just want to thank them tonight, because without them our event would not have been successful. It's very nice, you know, when you see the growth of our athletes today. And for me, what is very impressive is the youth that is coming through, despite of, you know, the challenges that they have. And I'm just always pleased to see how many youth nominations we get in. So I just hope and pray that many others would make the effort to send in, so that their youth can come through, and through that, I'm sure when people get acknowledged, I'm sure it will give them some incentive or drive to achieve something higher. So yeah, my heart goes out when I see the youth, and I'm always pleased with that.
Yeah, we got nominated for 2 awards. It was Athlete of the Year, up against Siabelo Sonatla and Tony Alcana. So it was quite privileged just to be amongst those guys. And then massive surprise was Team of the Year. So I was part of the club from Falseville Life Saving that competed at World Champs, and we had an awesome result there, and we won Team of the Year. So that was incredible, and the boys back home are going to love it as well. Look, I love continually being recognized for certain accolades like this, but more importantly is just continuing with the cause and gaining more experience and knowledge, and just also trying to pass that on to younger generations, because it's something I didn't have when I was coming up in the sport. So as much as I'm pushing the boundaries and competing and trying to reach a new level, I'm trying to continually learn and just pass the information on. So that's the plan. Jeez, man, I think for any kids out there, it's an incredible sport. It's multifaceted. I use the word a lot, but there's so much in it alone. There's sprints, flags, swimming, ski, kneeboarding, the works, and then you've got the social dynamic and the communal element of it as well. And you're also doing a great thing, volunteering your time to save lives. So all in all, the foundation that life saving offers you, just as a sport and as a sort of cultural platform, is just incredible. I mean, it's afforded me great opportunities, and a lot of the youngsters that I see around me as well, opening up some awesome doors for them. So yeah, it's a sport and a culture in itself. So I would say just get involved and try it out. I don't hear many people that complain about it. So.
Really awesome night. Athletes are extremely proud of the award winners. I think, you know, it's possible to see the amount of work that went into finding the award winners. What I'm glad to see is that there were finalists, I mean, at least 3 finalists in every one of the categories that we had. And so, you know, particularly on the night, nobody knows who's really going to win. So when one looks at it and you see the 3 finalists come up, extremely proud people, and the audience was very receptive to the people. What a lovely night. The decor was fantastic, the food was fantastic, the people were really great and appreciative of what is happening. So I just want to say to Cape Town Sport Council, well done. You know, as a partnership arrangement that we have between the Sport Council and the Department of Cultural and Sport, and as we heard tonight, the municipality, Cape Town was also involved. So if we can have those types of partnerships, we can really take our sport from the current level that it is to another level.
Oh, it means a lot. It is nice to know that you're being recognized by the community and the people in Cape Town for the hard work that we put in on a Saturday and a Sunday on the school fields, covering the various sports, and of course putting it on the inside and the back pages of the newspapers. Yeah, I'm quite honored. Yeah, very much. I think I start early on a Saturday morning. I end up late Saturday evening, and I need to process the pictures. And I pick it up on a Sunday as well, the sports and the codes that I don't cover on a Saturday, I do on a Sunday. So it is quite hard work, but I enjoy it. I see it as promoting community sport. And this is something what I love to do, and I'm getting paid for it. So yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I think you must have a good support structure. I have a good wife that looks after the homework and all the DIY jobs when I'm not there. So you need to do that, and of course if you got a love for sports and you want to promote it, it's either you write about it or you take pictures. I'm lucky I do both, and I'm lucky to do it for the community that I love and in communities that I love. So yeah, I'm chuffed, and for this award, thank you Western Province Sports Council and everybody else. I am really happy, thank you.
Oh, amazing. I'm extremely privileged and honored to receive this award. Thank you, Cape Town Sport Council. Yes, many hours. Mr. Hendricks mentioned earlier 10,000 hours. In chess we make it up easily. I think I clocked that one already. Well, interesting. I'm leaving for Cayman Islands next month for about 10 months or a year. I've been appointed as their national coach for the Cayman Islands. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thanks. A very special evening tonight. Of course, a lot of awards happening at the moment across all the districts. In fact, we were at the Overberg Awards on Saturday, and it was the Cape Winelands Awards last night, and Eden had their awards, and we're just waiting for West Coast now to have their awards. But the Cape Town Sports Council Awards, of course, got a soft spot for the awards here. Fantastic evening tonight. Hopefully we get the best athletes in the province coming through all the various awards. And of course they're going to go through to the provincial awards. And then hopefully from there to the awards at SRSA, where we'll hopefully crown some of the champions from the Western Cape on a national level. So yeah, to the athletes tonight, well done. Hope you guys all had a special time.
Okay, well, after the break, we'll be joined by Karina De Beer, who is this year's Administrator of the Year. So please stay tuned for that.